Oh, we're live.
Yeah, we're live right now. So yep. Hey everyone.
As soon as the video catches up.
Oh, as soon as video catches up. All right.
I think I need to refresh. There we go. Now it's live.
Okay. Hey everyone. We decided to do the stream much earlier than anticipated. Because yeah, this thing has been like unfortunately fed to us in piecemeal the skills for the skill evolution wave, and now we've received news that there's going to be a new, well not new, but a re-release for a previous event, Desert Journey, and that's going to have new ARs for us to analyze, and that's also going to have new skill evolutions as well, and apparently there's going to be even more skill evolutions after that for the summer campaign. So yeah, we really should push the past skill evolutions that just released now, because by this weekend, ideally, if these guys aren't too busy, we'll be analyzing the ARs and skill evolutions, if they actually decide to release them all at once as well. Hopefully.
Please buff Triton.
Shut up! He still has one of the best skill evolutions in the entire game. I'm still shocked by it.
But he has Forefather. That needs a skill evolution.
Yeah, but what about poor, like, Gene? You know, aka the one that, like, was like, he actually just shot himself on Destroy. Give him a break, you know? Like,
I mean, he still has higher damage potential than Anvari, doesn't he?
but he has to move. Wait, I guess Anvari has to move too, but like...
Yeah.
And doesn't he have to get hit too for one of the skills?
Yeah, I think for Vigor, I think.
He's done. Like he needs a skill evolution at this point. He's okay, but anyway, let's see notes so far.
Do we know who's getting skill evolutions?
We don't.
Yeah, it just says skill evolutions are coming out for 2 separate waves. I'm surprised they actually announced 2 different waves this early. Usually they just leave the page blank and announce it like halfway through. Hopefully they release it all once.
Seth.
Yeah, Seth is. I don't know.
He's a good unit still.
He's a good unit.
I imagine they're just gonna make Voyager plus like Errata said.
Isn't Voyager like advantage against all lords or something? I don't know. It's a weird skill.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But all the units in this in the Desert Journey banner have it except Yumao, I think.
Oh, rip! Everyone's getting a buff except Life choices. Why did I see them? Anyway, let's read the comments before I, run down who's gonna say what. Erbie, if you will. Read the comments.
What?
You were in the comments.
Oh, okay, fine.
Let's see.
Okay, Erbie, you can do it.
Lab was here. Okay. Let's see. Lulu was here. I really like Santa's skill evolution. Who? Yeah, okay. I have a feeling you're not gonna like the commentary.
I prepared some nice notes for him, but unfortunately, I'm not the one who's gonna be introducing him. So, so he's by the end of the stream, he might be ripped a new hole. Just to be aware of that.
Do I have to pull my punches?
You don't have to. No, we can just add on top of it. But that's part of the fun of you being the first person to talk about it. You get to say what you want.
I'm very hyped for the upcoming events. Me too, even though everything is a rerun. It still will have a new banner and new ARs with potentially interesting effects from what I read. I read. Google Translate.
Alright, I should probably.
Freestones. What else? Blood of the Beast skill evolution. No, it's not gonna happen because of Shino. Sorry. Shino ruined your Blood of the Beast skill evolution.
Yeah, it's kind of impossible at this point. Actually, is it impossible? Yeah, it's probably impossible logistically. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe it's not because
it would be misleading because the players don't know that Blood of the Beast that Shino has is different than the other Blood of the Beast.
Yeah.
It's not the first time they're misleading. Mountain Driller.
But that's the translation's fault. That's not the Japanese fault.
Is it? No. Is it?
Yes, I think so. That Phase 1 spirits. I know. Gene and Walter say hello. I'm open to hearing all the full arguments here. It'll make the stream more interesting.
We're not necessarily going to argue. We can agree on things, you know.
Yeah.
Unless it's me and Erbie, we disagree about everything. It's just natural.
It's just how things are. why don't you have Chernobog's onsen character quest on your channel?
This is the wrong channel for that. That you get that in Archie's channel.
I don't know.
And last,
And Tomasz says, cajoler is a funny word, and I agree, it is a funny word.
it is a neat word. Okay, so the order we will be going in is I will be covering. Holy shit! I already forgot the order completely. Let me just scroll back in Discord. Oh wait, it's already there, and then I scrolled away because I'm done. So Erbie. This entire thing was last second planned. By the way, Zalgus, you muted yourself. So Erbie will be beginning with Cajoler. Zalgus will then continue with Miracle Child. And then I'll be covering Devourer, no bias. Next will be Zabaniyya, again, Erbie. Then we'll be covering... Zalgus will be covering Taurus Mask. Look forward to that. And then lastly, we'll have Oniwaka covered by myself. Which is... hopefully I can cover him well. I kind of just... Last second wrote his notes. I wasn't expecting to do the stream tonight, but you know, this is, we kind of need to push this out because new event and no one will care about these evos right after. So, yeah, let's begin with Cajoler Plus. You
Okay. Cajoler Plus is basically going to upgrade all of Hakumen's rarities, which is really neat, to be honest. So if you really like Hakumen, this skill evolution is just great because all your units are going to get an evolution. That's one of the pros here. Basically, her on-hit charm passed from like 16% charm, 16% chance of applying charm and reducing CP to 36% charm and 80% chance to reduce CP, which is all right. It's not 30. It's not 36. I actually did the calculus wrong, but it's no, it's right. It's right. Yeah. I was just got a bit confused with my notes. I literally just did it right now. But she also gained a phase start charm in an inverted T formation in front of her at a 70% chance, which is honestly pretty good and at pretty high rates. Usually units that have this range that I could remember to compare it to were like Gabriel and Aegir, the variant Aegir, but Gabriel's is only like 50% on move and Aegir is like 40% on start of turn. They're both refreshable, but they're still at a lower percentage. To be completely fair.
Wait, Aegir is only 40%?
Yes, on the start of turn skill.
Oh.
But he also had on hits percentage chance to apply charm.
Yeah, that's true.
Hakumen also has a chance to apply another debilitating debuff in all her versions of her kit, which is Bind, even though it's a bit low, but it can help whenever charm fails. But it's still non-refreshable. The charm rate is still pretty low, and she's still slash range for all her cards except for the Valentine's one, which is not going to help a lot if you're only able to disable the units directly in front of you, especially in vertical maps with a lot of shot units that can stop you. I think this skill evolution is okay, I guess. It's not going to make Hakumen a great character, but
it certainly makes her like not in the bin tier, not forgettable tier. She actually has.
I think the worst part is that none of these rates reach even close to 100%. So
70% is pretty impressive for charm. It's
yes, it is pretty impressive for charm, but it's not refreshable still, so it's kind of meh, and it's not at. It's all right.
I mean, when you mean by refreshable, you mean just like to activate it on like move or something?
Yeah, on the same phase and or to affect more enemies. Like for instance, Gabriel can apply charm in one side of the map, then immediately move to another side of the map and charm those ones there.
I mean, she has it's 36% charm on attack. That's still there too, right? That's pretty good.
It is. She is slash range, so it's kind of Unless you're using her Valentine's, of course. Which is...
Okay. Well,
Okay.
my thoughts on that are the reason why slash units sort of are considered worse than your usual like shot and magic units is because you can't really one hit KO. Like for example, if you had a team full of only slash units, you actually can't clear the board like that because some units will just be downright inaccessible. Whereas if you have a team full of shot units, you'll actually be able to potentially hit every single square on the board. So that's the general principle of why like shot units are considered like far superior to slash range units. But that's not really an issue here with because like her ability isn't meant to actually like kill the units. And it only happens once per phase anyway. So in reality, it still effectively can debuff the same amount of units potentially. Just the units in front, of course, but if it was shot range, then it would only affect the column in front because, like you said, it's not refreshable. I would say that she is now one of the best charmers in the game, just on principle of the proc rate, which is nice because the list of reliable charmers is growing, and as it has with Christmas Sieger and Gabriel, and now with Hakumen, and now it's accessible on a 3-star as well, which is neat. And the CP down it's a neat thing that will be useful, and it's that the CP down as well as the charm ability on attack, it's primarily something you'll be looking forward to in her variant. Like her variant, the only like her variant has always been sort of not very different from her vanilla version, and but with the glaring exception of that range. So if you're planning to use her, I would suggest using her variants exclusively just to exploit that range more liberally. But yeah, those are about my thoughts. It's nice that it's such a powerful skill is also on her 3-star, I suppose, too. Zalgus?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah.
I just wasn't saying anything, but yeah, I pretty much agree, but yeah, I don't really think there's much, because the variants and regular version are so similar, there's not really that much reason to use a regular version because slash range. It's a lot easier and more flexible to apply bind and charm at short range. I guess you do lose 2% or 4% on having Love Trapper instead of bind.
It's like
Binder,
whatever.
But it's
also lose
it's
immunity to
4%.
You're sacrificing that for like range or something, so it's not exactly a common change.
She probably does a bit more damage. Not sure if she does more. Oh no, regular Hakumen also has bind.
Yeah.
Special attack. So yeah, you're sacrificing it for a bit of damage, and but
Her attack is also
but,
lower
yeah.
on the Valentine's version.
yeah. So, but since killing things isn't really her job, she's supposed to be disabling things. You really want the shot just so that you can. It's a lot more flexible.
Yeah, I was actually, since I didn't really read my notes, but I forgot to mention that now that Charm's a lot more reliable, and also her CP down's more reliable, and also she has bind as well. Well, I guess bind's not really a factor in this case. But bind's also really helpful. But she becomes quite a potent charge denier. But charges are generally not things you'd worry about, with some specific exceptions. And the fact that she has a reliability of charming as well as a reliable CP down skill.
It's still 80% CP down, so it's not
Yeah,
that great.
it's not
for
amazing. But
reliable.
it's not like perfectly amazing. Like you could always just use Arc instead, but she has other things in her kit that it's like is nice to like if you just want to deny to like a large group of enemies for whatever reason, like group charges extremely low, let alone just charges from a single unit. But yeah, those are probably my final thoughts on it. She's now become a reliable charge denier. So, any lingering thoughts on this unit? Erbie, Zalgus?
From me.
Not really. Like, that's pretty much it. She's decent at disabling now, but if you want to use Hakumen, get her Valentine's version.
Yeah, for sure. Just for the range, to be honest, because everything else is pretty much the same. Even though her variant has that atrocious skill. What's it called? Soul Shooter.
Soul Shooter.
It's like, why does that exist? Yeah, it's
well, if you move, you can give arousal.
yeah, it's somehow Blood of the Beast actually seems better than that skill. But yeah, she's actually just better, even though that skill is absolutely pointless, just because of the range, to actually make use of these abilities. All right, so I think we've talked enough about her. Yeah, Erbie, I'm sorry to make you read the comments twice, but it was your chat time, so can you read the comments again?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't have Cherno during that event, so I didn't unlock it. Rest in peace. It's probably already past that conversation because I'm not seeing the connection.
It's,
yeah.
why don't you have China-Bog uploaded?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The other
So,
comments. Yeah,
Archie
I get it.
Archie doesn't have.
Archie, you scrub.
I'm
Denying everyone of the
working
best.
on it,
But,
I'm working on it. Luther says that he's here. Hello, Luther.
Hello, Luther.
And,
Yeah.
and oh, that's a big charm area from Gaui. It's not that complicated of a skill level, so there's not much to say. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right. Yeah, it's an user
Same
sense.
struggle.
So use it for charming, which is obvious, and like use it for charge 90, which is a more like nuanced feature of her. All right, so we are moving on to one of the more fantastic evos, and I think is a unanimous opinion between us three. Unless there's any objections right now, I'm doubting it. But anyways.
There is an objection.
Okay, sure.
Really?
All right, Erbie, Mr.
It was my one.
Okay, yeah. No, I was asking if he had an objection, but he can see your objections after.
No. I don't even know what the next unit is, so I just wanted to.
All right, you troublemaker. Shut up. Please, Zalgus, what do you lead off this Brown Boys skill evolution?
So, Miracle Child Plus. I actually think this is probably the best skill evolution in this batch. But anyway, so when Ryota... Actually, let's talk about the smaller thing first. When he gets hit in the face, he gets regeneration to himself as well, which is nice to have, I guess, considering he's supposed to get hit to activate his biggest heal. So I guess that's nice to have a bit of extra sustain. But that's not the important part.
Mm-hmm.
The important part is that when he appears, he gives, in the row in front of him, in the slash range in front of him, he gives up to 50 CP, which is a completely absurd amount. It's by far the highest amount CP granting. It's the highest amount of CP granted in a single skill in the entire game. So that's it, especially on when appearing, you don't need to, save scum for it or reload, because it should be able to reach everyone. And actually, can a support Ryota appear in the middle?
What do you mean? In the middle? Yeah, he can.
So he can catch. So he can catch the person in the first and second slot.
You mean, yeah, both the first and second, but that's randomized. He's guaranteed to catch, in small maps anyways, in small and tall maps, where it's like 3x whatever, he can either exclude, if he appears on the right side, then he will only bestow CP to the slot 2, but if he appears in the middle side, then he'll bestow to both slot 1s and 2.
Well, yeah, that's also neat, but yeah, giving anyone 50 CP right off the bat is extremely strong. It's 100% proc rate too, even without seeds. And after appearance, for every phase after that, he will give 50 CP only to the person in front of him at 9% rate, which is a nice enough rate. You can skill seed it if you really want to, but since it's phase start, it's very easy to reload repeatedly if you really want to.
Zalgus, don't encourage that.
I have to give everything. But anyway, so giving 50 CP so reliably is ridiculously strong. It makes a lot of units based around their CS a lot more potent, because you can just get out that charge much faster. So particularly units who have all range CS is the screen wipe.
Yeah,
he could help chain together. CS is extremely fast because they only have 50 CP to go, basically. As long as they're sitting in front of Ryota. The only one of the kind of sad things, though, is that since it's only to the person in front of him, it means he doesn't synergize with Lianan too well, because they need to sit in the same spot. But yeah, so units who would benefit greatly from him are Band Typhon, Cthulhu 5, Summer Kataro.
Anyone with all range charge, honestly.
Yeah.
The big thing about Ryota.
Tether, if you really want to.
Yeah.
Tether. Ryota kind of counters Tether's stupid minus CP thing, depending on.
He has to be like support slot or something, right? Because it's.
Yeah, he has to be. He has to be after Tether.
Yeah.
Although support slot is a good slot for him anyway. So I think Ryota is now. Well, he's no longer a troll pull. He's actually worth his 5-star slot.
Yeah, it's that one skill. Basically, like he's definitely above average for a 5-star. This is like an absurd amount that I would say it's above average because like not necessarily personally to him, but like he really changes. I hate saying the meta for this game because it's like it's not a competitive game. Yeah, it changes like the gameplay landscape a lot because all range charge she's has existed for a while, but it's always been restricted to like a very few specific units because they already have natural charge abilities or whatever. Ryota basically opens the floodgates and makes it super accessible to pretty much anyone who has it but struggles with CP.
Yeah,
I think
you can easily supplement it with other CP batteries to gain CP a lot faster, like Daikoku, for example. So yeah, Ryota's pretty ridiculous. And besides that, he's not even too bad a unit. He can give Ardor and Vigor. Honestly, the rates on those aren't great, but they're there. So he's a pretty good support now. It would be worth building a team around him, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams that can be built around him now in terms of just all range charge, as unoriginal as that sounds, but yeah, that's pretty
much it. Well, it's the most broken thing.
Well, it doesn't have to be all range charge, but really his main gimmick is just the turn one, the face start charges, which could be exciting because not everyone has pulled Guitar, not everyone has pulled like the Shiro 5 and stuff like that. If you can get this unit on support, then whatever units you have, their potential will be like vastly unlocked.
I still don't have one on support. All my Ryotas haven't.
I know.
I needed to ask DT to put his Christmas Ryota on support to try to tell me. Because no one wants to put him on support.
I have this like a Japanese random player that I added because I needed some specific units this time, and they had like fully seated the summoners, like fully seated Shiro, fully seated Kengo, and fully seated Ryota, but they don't have his variant up. I'm like,
why?
I'm guessing he was unlucky. Even though he seems to really love them, he just didn't get Christmas Ryota, even though he got 5 Kengo somehow. And he actually does go through the skill evolutions, unlike some others that just like has him up but doesn't. But man, that cheeses me off. But yeah, Ryota, I still need my own.
Yeah, Ryota's he's a very good support slot unit because he can catch in 3 wide maps. He can catch both people.
Yeah, he's like, usually we talk about units that are ideal in the leader position. Very rarely do we talk about like a unit that's actually like better suited for a later slot like Ryota is. But Ryota fits it well.
Ryota also gives CP on here. He has Hoster of Feast, so he gives 5 to 10 CP now skill level when he hits things to allies and enemies, and that's 100% rate. So yeah, he's a really good CP battery now.
His Defender of Justice also gives CP on and Ardor, and he also has Ardor. So wow. He has a lot of CP generation.
Yeah, I didn't even consider those two actually. So yeah, a lot of CP.
Well, Defender of Justice is a bit questionable in terms of its rates, but yeah, sure.
Yeah. It's still something.
56% proc rate there.
You might be better off moving someone else, but it's AR.
The Hoster of Feast is great.
Yep, of course. Yeah. So, Zalgus, would you read the comments?
Sure. Where were we? Yeah. What does Cajoler mean? I think Cajoler means like someone who... It's someone like Hakumen who uses... what's the best way?
I don't know.
You guys could just Google it. Yeah, I'll Google it right now. It's probably something like Shiny.
Actually.
Okay.
Persuade someone to do something by sustained coaxing or flattery. So, actually, you know what? That's not quite like her, except to MC. But close enough, I guess.
Oh.
She prefers whipping everyone else.
Okay.
It's the nice skill Evo not get. Oh no, I think that's Cajoler. Miracle Child is blasted. Yes, I kind of think it is. I want Ryota in my Jam Command too. Oh, you're. I'm assuming you mean Variant Jam Command.
Yeah.
That could be. Well, he has an all-range CS, but I think he's kind of. The rest of his kit's kind of a mess, but you can probably build around him. That is what they call a CP banner. Yes, it is. Who knew Ryota was a masochist? Yes, he needs to get hit in the face to heal people.
Yeah, he's this one of the reasons why I wanted Ryota, even though it's mostly for a cheesy reason before, was because at the time, like I think he still is, but like has the highest chance for reviving units out of all units when he's hit.
Oh god, reviving cheese.
Yeah. I mean, it would be good with.
I mean,
freaking...
I think that's actually Tangaroo right now.
Is it? Okay, let's.
Yeah, I think so. He kept doing it.
It's Kanan Tangaroo. He has like 70% chance.
He kept doing it in the event quest, and it was really annoying.
Oh, 70%, but Miracle Child would be like 72%. So.
Damn.
Damn it! I need to reread it, but it's maybe it is higher.
All right, let's see. After receiving damage, it is 35%. Yeah. Ryota inches that by 2%.
By 2%.
Is it allies around him though?
Yes, it's 2 allies around him.
Okay, so he is a bit more flexible. Let's talk about Jambaland. There's a new Ueno banner. Is there?
There is. You can get all the variants now. For some reason, like
there is a Ueno banner and a Yogi banner.
I need to read the news. I haven't read the news all day.
It's super strange because like you can receive all of the variants from the Ueno units, but for others you like receive some of the some of the variants are there, but you can't get 5 like star Ashigura for some reason. And then that's just like a slap in the face for like Wonder even less feature units in the previous character banners. There was no Fashionista Zabaniyya in the Zabaniyya banner. There's no like Valentine League in the League banner, and yet now they're releasing all these variants all of a sudden for these banners. It's just like, come on, bruh.
Well, it's
this
nice,
was
I guess.
This was planned for summer. That's why they're releasing this earlier, because they planned a new event to release right now. So they're releasing this earlier. They were going to make this campaign for summer as a celebration of summer, because they usually do celebrations of summer with very high stone acquisition rates through logins and very.
Enjoy your summer by staying indoors and playing host.
Yes, pretty much. Enjoy your summer by playing Housamo.
How does skill percentage work? Oh, someone explained it, but if you didn't read that, skill percentage, basically, as you go up to skill level 100, it will become double the chance of proccing. So, say Miracle Child here is a 36% proc rate. If you get to skill level 100, it will be double that. So it will be 72% proc rate. It is always like that, except for a few skills like immunity. I think those are always 100%.
Yeah, and actually there's a, you know, these there are also something me and Quigs, which I don't know if like you guys probably don't know this, but me and Quigs tested something before with certain skills, particularly after on move skills. Apparently abilities like Winged One or stuff like that, where you actually have extended movement. It says 100%, but like no matter how much you reduce it, you're always going to be moving. So it's like it's just there for decoration. Like you're always going to be 100% for those cases, even if you have something like obstruct and like a drain or something. Is that obstruct and drain? Yeah, they both reduce skill activation rate. So it doesn't. You'll never have like a chance where you can't move extended range. So,
but yeah, the important part is that for most skill proc rates, it will, as you go up to level 100, it reaches skill level 100. It reaches double the proc rate, capping at 100, obviously, because there's no point in it going over 100. Skill seeds add a flat 10% onto it. It doesn't like double that or anything.
Yeah. By the way, fun fact: when you actually like go over the amount and then it caps at 100%. Like for example, if you're skill seeded, or if you have a skill like Mountain Dweller, which is like at 65% at the base rate, and then it caps at like 100. If you actually like inflict drain or obstruct, that's not compensated. You're gonna go to 90%. So
right, so it actually does cap.
Yeah.
So right. Cajoler, not quite. Well, maybe.
Sort of, maybe.
5 Ryu banners, rerun. 1 Ryu, 1 AR, 1 Ueno, 1 Yogi, 2 teachers. Multi-rolling the teacher.
Where are we even in the comments? I got lost.
A bunch of new comments appeared.
What the heck?
Talking about the teacher banners. Everyone talking about Erbie and Trident. Jin Evo to make Jin offensive meme. Hopefully.
He actually has
we
a
should
pretty nice damage stat.
We should probably move on because
Yeah.
we're almost 30 minutes in.
We're
We
2
only
out of
got
6.
through 2.
2 out of...
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Alright. So next, oh man, I'm talking. Damn it. Anyways, next off the actual best skill evolution in this batch, obviously.
Wow, what a great
Yeah,
cheat.
you said it last.
Yeah, save the best for last. Anyway, it's a I had time to analyze this because like this was actually like with that in mind in Friday, but I still decided to postpone the discussion for because this unit as this skill evolution as well as Oniwaka's were not actually officially announced until today, and that's why we're doing it today. One of the reasons, anyways. So what I think about the skill evolution by Valentine Licht. Well, first things first, I wish regular Licht received an Evo instead. But second of all, he now has that unique buff reversal ability that was, Bale exclusively had for like maybe 5 minutes. And it's the one really shitty thing about this is that it's after attacking, so he can't exploit it on the same turn that he inflicts it, which is really, 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 really tragic. But at the same time, I'm sort of understanding why, simply because Licht already has naturally in his regular kit 2 damage buffs on turn 1, or potentially on turn 1 anyways, concentration on phase start, as well as vigor when attacking. So giving yet another ability on attack would really like make him like Heracles level damage level on turn 1 if the enemy just happened to have a buff. With that said, because it doesn't work on turn 1, other units can still exploit it, but that's whatever, you know how it is. I'm just mostly focusing on Licht's ability to take advantage of that himself personally. So his weakness rate has also gone a significant amount up to like basically guaranteed for me because I fully seeded him, but basically guaranteed. And if concentration up, it is guaranteed. And that would actually be another damage amplifying status. So I feel that Licht is now primed to be a turn 2 damage deal, which is sort of a neat kind of specific role. He doesn't really have any defense to make up for it except for buff reversal if they do happen to have a buff. But with that said, if you actually have all 4 statuses up between concentration and vigor and weakness and buff reversal up, by turn 2, you can be dealing a potential of 65k damage per square, which is pretty massive. But at the same time, it's turn 2. Why not just focus on turn 1 strats? It's I feel that this sort of evolution was mostly done just to be thematic to the name. Honestly, I don't understand why they didn't just buff his variant, his normals rather than his variant. I feel like they just wanted to expand the library of units that have buff reversal. So they chose someone that had a name that was primed for that. Devourer the Strong, aka Devourer, has advantage against anyone that has a buff. So those are my thoughts on it. It makes him a terrific turn 2 Punisher, but turn 2 strategies aren't really my thing. Alright, any thoughts from you guys on top of this?
I don't have a lot of thoughts on this. It's pretty much just add buff reversal after attacking and increase the weakness rate.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Buff reversal's a strong, debuff, so giving it to more units is always nice. But for anyone who hasn't pulled Bale or wants buff reversal but doesn't want to pull for Bale yet,
I mean, it's not like you can pull Licht right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
definitely.
he's such an old unit that people might already have him.
Yeah. True.
But, But yeah, I don't think this is a game-changing buff or anything, but it's all right.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
His
It's not Daisuke.
save the savagery for later.
Rude.
But yeah, he's okay. So even that's even my consensus, to be honest. Turn 2 is okay, but turn 2 sucks, honestly. So it's like a big whatever.
Yeah.
It's oh, my poor leaks. Why didn't your vanilla receive an Evo? Oh, I'm still waiting for 5-star Evo. Why is okay? I'm sorry.
At least he's not.
At least he's sort of unique, and yes, at least it's not Mori.
I'm just upset.
That's not really.
I'm like playing my 5-star leaked. I already mentioned this to you guys, but I might as well say it again on stream. I'm basically playing my 5-star leaked or my regular leaked, any of them, as just a nun unit, the glorified nun unit that just happens to shoot things sometimes. Because all he does is like he sits there and bestows CP face start. Like that's all he does nowadays. Jesus Christ, give my man a purpose. Jeez.
Wouldn't he make more sense as a nun unit anyway, based on his lore?
He would. So it would have been cool if they did some, give him an EV that could.
He should have weapon change, I think, at least.
Yeah, he would have weapon change.
Weapon change would make so much sense for him. Oh my god, that'd be so cool. Why didn't he see? And then like apparently also in one of the limit break dailies, you can actually face Licht, and he has an unrange there too. So
Yeah. Ironic.
Anyways, let's move on to the skill-specific evolutions.
Are you gonna read the comments?
Oh yeah, thank you, Zalgus. I'm just my mind is fried from just fucking. Anyways, let's see, where are we? Holy fucking shit! Where did we end off?
I kind of phased out the chat about the banner. Start from Liana and she found dead.
Liana and she might have found it. All right, Goey, let's see.
No.
Well, not really. It's just that it's
I know it.
Yeah, it's non-synergistic with Ryota's skill kit, but yeah, Liana and Chi is still strong. It's just
you can still pair them, but it means you can't chain the Ryota's CP effect on consecutive phases because you have to swap them about. But you can still have Ryota give them the big CP buff and then switch in Lianan to give them the big damage for their CP CS.
Just it's because it's on different activation conditions, phase start versus on move, and then you could like alternate them like I do with my guitars, I guess. But it's definitely viable to pair them together. I would say as a side thought that I forgot to mention is with Ryota's skill evolution and with Lian and Chi, and I guess with Kasuga too, and like in a sense even like Balor and Teta in the sort of, I don't know, they're just making all range destroy the board clears a lot more accessible and a lot more common, so that it's just not a rare thing anymore. They're trying to make it not rare so that
I don't know if that's in their best interest, to be honest.
I feel like they're making it super common just so that something's coming up in the horizon.
It's not their best interest because these units actually require you to play specific setups at least to get the job done. Whereas
pull for Xmas Ryota.
Yeah, that too.
I didn't even
hear what?
What Zalgus said.
What?
I didn't hear what
I just heard Christmas Ryota something.
Oh, I said pull for Christmas Ryota.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
just pull for it. But
just pull for Christmas Ryota.
If you happen to have them, that's my point still stands. Just saying. But I'm specifically referring to like part 1 and part 2 banners. Just has made it such a common strategy now. I'm expecting for LifeWonders to actively just make that strategy less viable. So just give everyone a taste of what it's like before taking it away, basically.
Yeah, I expect all range resistance from now on. But unfortunately, we probably aren't getting a new event with decent challenge quests with all these reruns and reprints of old challenge quests. So so it's going to stay for a while.
Yeah, so enjoy your Lian and Shi meta for a while. I know I will. Anyways, so Gawi says, so you should put him as leader so the others can take advantage of buff reversal. Yeah, pretty much. It's like, I didn't even mention that, but yeah, good shit, Gawi, for mentioning that. But then again, as we mentioned last time we discussed Veil, or at least I mentioned or asserted, it's taking advantage of buff reversal in general is kind of, peculiarly specific because enemies generally won't have buffs on your turn one, unless you bring someone like Licho. Looster is crying. There, Looster. Get a hold of yourselves. Things will get better, don't worry. Maybe, like, a fucking, whatchamacallit, the Yogi banner came out. I'm sure a Hakenchi banner will come out too.
Yeah, Hakenchi banner is inevitable, as well as a Summoner's banner with Christmas.
And it'll make them big money.
Yeah, for sure. And then they'll release skill evolutions, and then like Zalgus don't have to cry about them anymore.
Imagine Spiritual Dog Warrior skill evolution.
Spiritual Doo-Doo Warrior. Alright, Mori Oppression Rip.
You missed an interesting question or a statement actually about the combo by Gene Rivera.
I see. I guess you can give him combos so he can take advantage of the buff reversal. I didn't mention that because like fucking taking advantage of that is like such a shit strategy because you just have to waste an entire slot for a combo cover. It's like I believe Erbie did the exact same thing with Zabaniyya for a long time, just to take advantage of Stigma advantage.
No, I don't need to anymore.
Why is why would you do this, LifeWonders? You just free Erbie from his curse of being stuck with combo, and then you place that curse on me. That's the thing. I'm not buying. I'm not buying this BS. I'm not gonna bother with that. I guess you can do it, but like, what? You're gonna get like a 2.5 times advantage for a 0.6 times hit. Yeah. Okay. Sure. So let's see. I'm talking 4-star. Shush. I'm sort of lost in that conversation, but good luck with that, booster. I will die mad. Only Ophion 5-star gets in SkEvo.
Yeah, that seems like the trend these days, except for like Hakumen on this banner, or on this set, at only the higher rarities.
Yeah, everyone has an Evo except for Licht, apparently, from the bashes. That's still technically true, but
this is 3-star oppression.
Yeah, 3-star oppression is real.
Zalgus is thirsting for more 3-star validity.
You just got Daikoku now, so it's okay.
Yeah.
It's been. I'm still surprised that you never actually immediately just your eyeballs popped out after seeing his kit. All right.
Yeah, I don't usually use 3 stars a lot because there hasn't been any challenge quests to motivate me to use them.
They'll come, don't worry. So Licht was buff stealing Evo when, please, that's such a good idea. Oh my god, like steal the weapon type of the unit that he's attacking. Although I guess canonically,
that's technically not law because he only steals his allies. Well, then he should buff steal from his allies because they could do that too. Doesn't Tez do that? Tezcat?
Yes, he steals from his allies.
So Licht could totally do that too.
Yeah, he did.
Even if it's not 100% accurate, but
he'd be like super overpowered if he got all range actually Licht, because, well, not his Valentine rate, but like, well, I guess kind of his Valentine rate. He can like bestow a shit ton of CP to the unit and basically become like, not just the face start restricted or Ryota 5, but like any turn restricted super CP booster in the unit in front of him. He already is that. But moving on. Imagine a unit that gives weapon change to non-enemies.
That would be just pick a unit with charm.
Or just use Licho. Hakenchi banner would make me splooge. Even splooging about just the thought of it, so I'm aware. Daikoku 3-star, actually useful. Can't wait for you to showcase that, August. Thomas Cajoler says...
What?
What? I just want...
I don't think we'll be getting any interesting challenge quests anytime soon that will actually maybe use them. But yes, maybe... Daikoku 3-star is very good. Especially for a 3-star.
Believe August, it'll happen. Thomas...
Eventually.
Yeah. Kahal says, I just want an event that can give me owner medallions. Yeah, I ran out
most of them do, but...
It's like, just enough for the units on the banner.
They're being really stingy these days.
Yeah, well, thankfully there's a decent grinding main quest, free quest, right? So there's the Otomachi exception territory for those who think. Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Yeah, that one.
Alright,
just ban Typhon or summon Kotaro that and you win.
And Lianin. Just like finish it in 3 turns because... Oh, pensive. shouldn't just pent all your stones on part 1 instead of part 2 like I did. All right, Erbie, it is time for you to embarrass yourself on stream by like making a mess.
Are you saying we haven't all done that already?
Yes, it's already been done.
But now it's on stream.
It's too late to be undone.
All right, let's hear it, man. Let's hear Zabaniyya's skill evolution.
Okay, pretty much Zabaniyya's skill-specific evolution was on Judgement Dealer, then it passed to Praying Executioner. Basically, his Judgement Dealer only applied like Stigma after attacking at 70%, so they increased that rate and made it when attacking, which immediately made his damage potential much higher, at least since he can now exploit Stigma's defense drop and his Stigma advantage on his kit. He gained Prayer to Self, which on appearing at 100%, which is really good because this will help trigger all his skill seed bait abilities for the first 5 turns of the battle, which made me wonder why I even fully seeded a Zabaniyya if he gets Prayer.
You did it for attack up, obviously.
Yes, of course. Why didn't I think of that? And he also gained 2 new means of charging CP very fast. By being hit, he gains now 16 CP at 90%, again 100% with Prayer, and 20 CP after being debuffed at 90%. Again, 100% with Prayer for the first 5 turns. So basically, he now became a much more reliable Stigma applier, and he can now deal a lot more damage on his own.
And he can take advantage of. Yeah, and of course, that second functionality of like now being able to boost his charge when he's hit. It works towards his other advantage that was barely used before, his burn advantage, which is like he has it, but like he can only
basically he now has faster CS times with those CP up abilities, and he also has almost guaranteed procs on all these new abilities he just obtained, except for his attack up, because now it simply passed from 30% to 40%. Hooray! But he's unfortunately still maintains the same role as a very potent glass cannon thrust unit.
Yeah, I
Thrust
mean,
unit, it's already very limiting. He doesn't have any survivability in his kit to survive all those heavy debuffs. And
yeah, it's really kind of
Blessing.
for the allies.
Yeah, not even to self.
Oh, right.
He can't provide. That's another thing I was going to point out. He can't provide any support to the team outside applying Stigma on a very limited range, and Blessing does not count because you need to move him, and it's at like 50%.
It's all around though.
It's at 60% with Prayer, I guess. Wow.
70% if you see him.
Wow. So, but basically, he still is a glass cannon. But if you pair him up with someone that can help him survive a bit longer, he will be able to take full advantage of that CP up and take advantage of his burn advantage and Stigma advantage really fast and deal very powerful CS interest range.
Have you ever like tested him out in dungeons? Because it seems like dungeons would be a good place to trigger a lot of those CP stuff.
I've tested this in the how do you call it, the seeding quests, and he dealt quite a surprising amount of damage there, at least. He was able to one-shot Tez quite easily.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Stigma as well as attack up and like perma Stigma is impressive for sure. I kind of wish Licht had perma stats. Anyway, so that's a digression. But and burn advantage with that is nice, and he can actually exploit more often. We kind of mentioned this before. It's kind of silly that this also happens to be like a lore-based evolution for this secondary role now of receiving damage as well as debuffs. If you actually follow the main quest or the events for Zabaniyya, Zabaniyya has particular interests when it comes to.
He's a masochist.
Yeah.
It's mostly that he's a torturer that tortures people, but also feels bad for them and likes to torture himself as well because of that.
Yeah.
So basically, it's kind of reflected here on the if he gets injured and.
Why can't he apply burn to himself?
Well, why would he need to apply burn to himself?
So he can give himself CP.
I guess.
I guess.
Well,
that would only make him.
5 turns.
Yeah, it lasts a long time, so he loses a lot of HP over time.
Just
He's already very frail. He probably do not want to.
He's like. It's very cinematic that he wants the full blunt of the damage without any sort of like damage reduction. And it kind of it's neat also, I guess, lore-wise, that he has a relationship bonus with Arsalan, who can bestow unction. Yeah. We were kind of screwing around that, at least use some unction.
Yeah, but it's actually really good unction for him, so that he can survive the hits and gain all that CP.
Yeah, so good synergy there. Unction for Zabaniyya, so that he doesn't like fucking die as easily or something.
Gives him a bit of proc rate on his attack up because it's pretty shit. 15% base, but why'd they
It's not 15%. It's
like 4.
It's like 15% base, so it goes up to 30.
So it goes up to 30.
40 was prayer, then 50 was
40
Arslan,
with prayer, then 50 with Arsalan.
and 60 if you're Erbie.
60 if you're me. But
Just
it's when attacking, so it can proc on the second target, I guess.
Yeah, so it's okay, but it didn't need to be so low.
All right.
Why'd they give him a unique buff? As in, he's the only one with Judgment Dealer.
Judgment
They
Dealer.
didn't need to change it. He's the only one with Judgment Dealer.
They wanted to keep it
They didn't
even.
want the angels to be too powerful.
Oh yeah.
Angels also have judgment here.
That's not what the wiki says.
It's not. Wait, I think.
Oh wait, no, I
angels
have to scroll up.
Angels too.
Oh right, it's listing it as different because
Yeah,
because
the skills are different.
Yeah, this is now technically different. Never mind, the powerful angels.
Yeah,
I guess it would
two
also make
powerful
us-
rages and 3
I guess
star.
it would also make us 3-star.
This was an attack against you, Zalgus.
Yeah. I might have actually used him. Oh, actually, how's his attack stat? His attack stat.
He's
3-star.
very high.
Oh,
His
Jesus.
attack stat.
Yeah,
is
he's one of
extreme-
like top 5, I believe. I
Actually,
think
I might have used him then. Damn it.
Yeah, he's definitely a fantastic unit if you want like thrust range damage, I guess. But anyways, we talked enough about this unit. Sorry, Erbie, to cut short, but now you can read the comments. Go ahead. Erbie.
Image. Okay, everyone already read this. There's a unique buff to Zab. Cool. Yeah, very cool. Luther has a removed message that I can change.
What the hell are they saying with her?
I don't think it was.
The third one says,
What it was.
I'm Shino's priest. I wonder what he said. You're Shino's what before?
Shino's priest. Yeah, I can
Shit.
imagine a lot of possibilities there.
Sure thing.
Which unit can we pair him with? Well, preferably with someone that can bestow defensive buffs. Arsalan would be a good choice if he wasn't such an outdated unit, but he is still usable. But whatever. Local horny priest enjoys being oppressed.
Well, he would get CP from it.
Yeah, he gains benefits from it, so it's cool. Didn't know you were a priest. I'm Shino's priest. Okay. He is the
Wants to
S&M
receive his
song from
baptism.
Rihanna. The message of the Holy Spirit, dually help.
For sure.
Truly.
This unit is a riot, honestly. Like,
I'm not even sure who would pair well with him.
Arslan, I guess. Just
I mean, anyone.
Shenobog can help them.
Why is Chernobog such a default? I hate like how my notes is like I don't must resist saying
Tangaroa is
Chernobog.
also really good. Tangaroa is also pretty good. Kanan Tangaroa, that is.
Yeah, and he like Zabaniyya doesn't need to be moved, so you unless you want blessing But yeah, so Tangaroa would be better for moving and ferrying him around, and he could also provide that function and whatever if he decides to get hit as well.
And you can keep him alive because he's
The Roto
and keep dealing damage through all those hits and debuffs.
Yeah, that's a pretty good choice. Yeah, I would agree with that. All right, so we have read the comments. It is time for the second skill specific evolution. The other best evolution on the banner.
Other best evolution. Wow.
Okay.
All right, Zalgus, go ahead.
So, this is the worst skill evolution out of the set, like by far. It's So the good part about it is that the Ardor goes from the Ardor goes from only on self to allies directly adjacent. So now he can buff his teammates with CP and Ardor, which is cool and all.
It's
but
basically
let's
like
talk about the bad.
Forget about the good parts. Let's focus on the bad parts.
Yeah, well, that's pretty much the only good thing about it, is that it's to allies now, because it's the proc rate didn't go up at all, so it's still only at 80%.
Basically,
he can only
acts like a
give himself he can only give himself concentration, which lasts for 2 turns. So even if he's skill seeded, you'll only have the 100% proc rate for 2 turns, which is not great. The other shit part of it, which is kind of insulting to be frank, is that he applies Spirit to self and allies. Spirit is one of the worst buffs in the game. For anyone who doesn't know, Spirit adds a flat 800 damage to the to your attack, and by flat I mean it doesn't benefit from any multipliers. It adds on after the multipliers. Well, after all multipliers, including evasion at least. But
I mean, Spirit
so
is Spirit is like
it's true damage. It's like true
yeah,
damage.
it's true damage basically, but 800 damage is so low that it's almost never worth it unless it's like one of the gimmick maps with super low HP units.
it's like a to.
It can serve to trigger after buff abilities, as I said.
It's a buff.
Another
It's
problem.
another buff.
It's a buff that's annoying to. It's like pointless to use, but it's also annoying to face because it was actually pretty annoying to fight against during the
That's
Jiangxi
because our
quest.
HP pools are way lower.
I know.
Yeah.
Why is it so useless on enemies? It's like it's just like I don't want to make it. Yeah.
He has the potential to apply 4 different buffs on an ally. So
That's probably one of the only good things about it.
yeah, that's the only good thing about it. He
Yeah.
can apply 4 buffs at the same time.
So that unlocks its potential with synergy with units such as Kasuga or
Wow.
Chernobog, and it works out
Or,
well.
Or Balor as well, if you really want to.
Uh,
He also gives glint, so it would also increase his...
So that's 4 buffs all at once on a single move. So I think that's situationally useful for now. It might end up being a lot more useful later.
Use Leonan.
Yeah.
Literally just use Leonan. Another bad thing about
Yeah.
Spirit is that lasts 2 turns for a flat 800 true damage. Wow. 2 turns. I guess you could say at least his kit, or most of his, or all of his buffs are on a move actually. So, and Ardor, Glint, and Spirit all last 2 turns. Blessing is for 4 turns. So you only have to move him every other turn at least. But Ardor and Spirit, especially when Ardor isn't even 100% proc rate, is not great. So yeah, this is the worst skill evolution of this set. It's really not that great.
Yeah, it doesn't
I guess
really.
you could, it's a kind of shitty buffer. It's like very mediocre buffer.
When I look at a skill evolution, I try to see like how it unlocks a new role potential or sharpens an existing one. This one does not reshape Taurus's role really. I mean, it gives them ardor to allies as well, which is nice. Yeah,
That's it.
but Spirit, like I said, is like negligible. The only really new role is that really conditional. If you want to buff a unit several times because they have after buff effects, and that's just usually, I guess,
He
yeah.
gets like the most buffs in the game now, which is okay, I guess. But
That's like the one thing I can say like that is specific about
It
Taurus Mask.
It
I
can
suppose.
now be a disadvantage to a Spirit now that we have buff reversal. Units that deal extra damage against Spirit, like
The most unworst trade ever.
yeah, lose half your defense and a lot of your attack.
For 800
Or-
damage?
Yeah,
Wow.
It's
Alright.
a half your attack actually, but yeah. So this is the worst skill evolution
Rip Taurus Mask. May you remain unpicked for another 2 or 3 years.
Let's read the comments and move along because there's nothing to discuss about this.
Because the regular is still usable in some situations.
Second turn names are second turn names. It's whatever. I mean, I think Erbie himself tested Taurus Mask. Did you test him? I feel like he said you did, but maybe I'm not.
I tested him a couple of times. He's actually very reliable.
Did we ever discuss this one? Or was this before?
This was before we started doing discussions.
Okay.
So it was like actually the one I covered in my very first Skill Evolution video, and that one didn't even have discussion because that was the one before we actually started doing discussions. So yeah.
It looks like a pretty decent. Wow, he's one of the best charmers in the game, actually.
Okay, we're not talking about that Skill Evolution. That's good. All right, Zalgus, please read the comments.
Oh boy, Spirit Matter. Yeah, the baby. Ardor and Spirit. Yeah, that sounds about right. Went for his wig right away. Imagine giving only Ardor and Spirit for a skill evo. This post was made by Shino 5-star. Yeah, Shino definitely got a better one than him.
Yeah, that countdown and countdown adventures is like pretty PogChamp.
Yeah, the crit.
Especially
that
with
so good.
With like
especially
a Valor.
Now you have Valor too.
And now yeah, you can abuse Valor. Why do they try and make new super batteries for Christmas realities right now? Good question. Imagine putting Spirit in Kitzel. I guess it helped Goemon in that one, in one of the CQs in his event because it helped him kill these stupid evasion waves or whatever they were. But yeah,
like
Spirit is stupid.
Imagine having any trouble with evasion now that the power gets.
It could have helped in that Andrada Falls quest with the waves that have like 1 HP, but also had like an insane amount of.
Yeah, that's pretty much. It's
but
pretty
you
much
can get around it with damage over time stuff then.
Damage over time or evasion pierce, like.
Yeah. Or Kotaro. Just use Kotaro.
Yeah, just use
Jesus
Kotaro,
Christ.
I guess.
Stop beating around the bush. Just use Kotaro. Anyways. Please
he's got the Spirit though. Hungry Shino. Spirit worst buff 2020. Yeah, it's one of the worst buffs in the game. Maybe even the worst buff. Oh my sweet summer child. Why did they do this to you? You deserve better. Yes, he did deserve better.
Taurus Mask deserved nothing. Let's keep on going.
Well, rude. You're not gonna say that. You're not gonna say that soon.
When some units have built-in flat damage that do far more flat. Yeah, actually, like Kurapika does way more flat damage than Spirit.
I think Dark Lord deals even more as well.
It's like 1,000 or something. And now Balor's like one of the best flat. Actually, I think Balor is arguably better than Kurapika in terms of being a flat damage dealer now. So yeah, this is just better alternatives all around than Spirit.
Stop this Shino propaganda. I don't even have his 3-star. His 3-star doesn't have the skill evolution anyway, so his 3-star's still bad. Then cry. Good thing Chorus Master isn't a real unit.
Yeah, he's just there to fill up space in your roster. He's not actually someone you bring to battle.
His regular is good. Don't listen to this propaganda.
Shino best unit. Yes. Nah. Taurus Master isn't real, he can't hurt you.
Oh wow, even RT, his ex is erasing him from his existence. You have it here, folks. He's canonically not a real Housamo.
I want him so bad, but I can't see myself using him legitimately. Yeah, I just use his regular version. His regular version's actually useful. I mean, I guess if you really want to use Xmas Taurus Mask, you could use him as a mediocre buffer, and that's it. But yeah, use the vanilla one.
Yeah.
Ara is now cancelled.
How many tames have I been cancelled already? Jesus Christ.
Too many times.
Today, probably 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Taurus Master is just another VN character like Monobe, and Salomon. And spoilers. Yeah, let's move along.
Alright.
Yeah.
One last comment. I will say that this is very fitting for Taurus Mask. It's part of the lore. You see, in lore, Taurus Mask is a fall guy that can't do anything right. And just like in battle, he can't do anything right either. So
that really hurts. Because of chapter 10.
Chapter 10? Don't say anything! I don't know anything! Plugging my ears. Shut. Anyways, let us continue with the very last unit, aka Oniwaka, which is actually a fantastic unit, which I would have been happy to talk about, but
I ended on a better that note then.
Yeah, you got the better one.
Hey, that'll be a bit tough for me because I rushed these notes just before the stream. Not Taurus Mask, Oniwaka. This wave of Evos basically did like a soft re-release of Christmas Eater because they basically released his like overwhelming charm presence with like a slightly weaker version on Hakumen, and now they released his his buff stealing as well as buff copying abilities into Oniwaka, which is pretty damn fantastic, obviously, because we all saw from videos and discussions of it in the server, or if you ever tried him out yourself, he has Christmas Eater has insane potential for buff stacking, just because he can copy the units all around him. However, for Oniwaka, that's actually not something you would be probably doing nearly as often because it's only copying the spot behind him, so you won't be copying a lot of buffs that only last one turn. You'll only be copying one unit at that point, so it's not nearly as amazing as Christmas Eaters, but at the same time, it's Christmas Eater setup is a lot harder to set up. For Oniwaka, it's you could just focus on protecting one unit that has a decent amount of buffs, preferably defense buffs, because Oniwaka himself can provide perfect defense to the unit behind him, guaranteed evasion behind him without any stealing at all. And now he has a tenacity, which actually turns out to be one of the best features in his evolution, interestingly enough.
A cool unit you can use him with is probably Daikoku.
Daikoku...
Because he could also steal the buffs from others.
Isn't protection from Daikoku after missing, not on turn start? Or I'm not sure.
Yeah, but he'll give it to...
I guess.
Yeah, and he will also charge his CP faster, and he will also steal buffs from the enemy, which Oniwaka can copy. Yes.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's decent synergy.
And
He'll use the buffs definitely.
And Oniwaka can defend him with evasion, which his protection to self isn't 100%.
Dang, that's actually some really good point. I missed that completely. So yeah, he would be fantastic with 5-star Daikoku because Daikoku himself won't really be using buffs unless you're Erbie and 2 decides to move him. But Oniwaka can safely copy all of the buffs while protecting Daikoku. Unfortunately, his charge is nothing to write home about. He only like reduces CP, and his actual damage attack stat is pretty middling. So that's why
middling.
It's like one of the lowest for a 5-star. It might be the lowest. I'm not sure. I didn't look it up, but it's like sub 4K or something, which is like hilarious for a 5-star. But I would say that this is one of the rare cases where I would say like focus on defensive measures instead of like stacking the offensive measures, because if he can provide perfect evasion for his ally behind, then that only lasts as long as he survives, and make him survive longer, and then you can make your pair survive longer in general. So one of the nice additional things that I didn't even comment on at all was is his ability to steal buffs. On a very peculiar condition of on move, not on attack. It's in stretch range, just like his normal range, but it's not when he attacks, it's when he moves. So that means he can just ignore like certain abilities that like trigger like when he attacks. Like for example, if he's binded on attack like by like Maria or something, that can't happen. Like he'll steal the buffs first. So that's a neat little condition that I wanted to point out, and he actually ends up being. This is just off the top of my head. I believe he's the best best unit who can remove buff. In terms of just like being able to do it every turn in terms of reliability.
I think he is. Yes.
Like they're usually pretty stingy about it, keeping it at like 60% max or something. But this is like a whopping 80%. And see them, it's 90%, and it's pretty easy to steal buffs from behind. So you could probably get like a status activation rate buff. Here and there to make it 100%, and this isn't even just removing buff; it's stealing buff outright. So and you can steal up to 2, obviously, from the unit in front of him as well as the unit behind. So he has a lot of potential for just neutering the enemy from their buffs, as well as just having a lot of defensive measures for himself if you decide to play him right with a unit that is also defensive. Those are my general thoughts on him. So
he also gained tenacity, I guess, on movements to help him survive a bit.
Yeah, I mentioned that. It's actually pretty fantastic because his other parts of his kit is like it really leans towards him getting hit more, or like
Yeah,
takes more damage. Like Berserk, he needs to get hit for that, but then Berserk actually makes him take more damage, and he also has the actual skill Berserk. Actually, I'm Berserker, the skill Berserker, which gives him CP. So yeah, it's like he has two skills that require him to get hit, and
he also has shot resistance that I only noticed just now, and it's actually pretty high.
50%? What?
Yeah, he reduces shot range damage by half, but I never.
yeah, it's pretty good. But the reason why it wasn't too useful was because he still had Berserk. He still didn't have defensive measures, so he would die in like 2 turns still.
But now it actually might be more useful. Now that he
longer
actually has a
trouble.
good.
So, I would agree, and the evasion also applies for 2 squares behind along. So that sort of complements with like shot you range unit deciding to like be upfront with Oniwaka and trying to hit the units behind him. He won't let that happen even in that case. Yeah, so he's pretty powerful, but like I said, if you're gonna be copying buffs, I would recommend copying defensive buffs rather than having an offensive unit behind him. So just for like the perma survivability.
He's not going to be doing damage anyway because of his gauntlet attack stat.
He has really bad.
It's
attacks.
3,900 when rounded.
Yeah,
Which is
usually 4
horrible.
stars with low attack have these values.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a pretty good. Fun fact: I think Oniwaka has the most skill evolutions in the game now on a single unit. He has
Yeah.
3.
If we don't count Avenger plus, yeah, he is the one.
He has the Forsaken plus Dweller of Mount Meru for Mountain Dweller, and Grandstander plus.
Berserker
Now
plus
all
1.
we need is Berserker plus.
So yeah,
At least if you get Oniwaka 3, you know you're getting some stones back.
Yeah. No, true. If you get 5, you're getting an extra stone back.
yeah.
That's interesting. But yeah, he's definitely got one of the more interesting evolutions, and I'd say it's at least as good as Ryota's, because it breathes new life into him, and
And of course, it only really works if you
I'd
play it
I'd
right.
say they were quite tight, to be honest. I found them both to be pretty amazing.
But of course, you actually need to play it right. Like,
yeah, you need to build around both.
like Ryota giving CP to a unit with a shitty charge is not really gonna be helpful, and Oniwaka protecting someone that doesn't have any native buffs is also not helpful. So these units, they're amazing, but keep in mind, like, they're not brainless. You definitely need to think about the team you build it around them.
But yeah, this has really been a mixed bag of evolutions, to be honest.
Yeah, very lore based too.
Yeah,
Rip
this
Taurus
one's-
mask.
But yeah, most of them, actually all of them have been pretty lore friendly.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
Rest in peace, Taurus mask.
That actually is kind of funny. But all right, so I'll begin reading the comments unless you guys have any lingering thoughts.
Nah.
All right, let's see. These jokes hurt because chapter 10 spoilers. Yeah, I will never know until like apparently 1 year away from them. We don't talk about
no.
chapter 10 in the shell. Yeah, chapter 10 doesn't exist. Chapter 10 can't hurt me. Oh, that's a lot. The daddy, the bro, the something. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Kyle. Oh crap.
Probably Oniwaka.
Okay.
All the Kengo.
Kengo too. Heyo, Thorn. Nice to see you again. Older Kengo. If only he were relevant in the story or any event ever. Oniwaka? He's been relevant.
Yeah.
He's one of the more relevant characters compared to most of the roster, actually.
Yeah, like both in event and in the main quest, actually.
In events, he only shows up like in Seaside, I think. And,
He showed up in
and
Onsen, but
Yes,
that's Onsen.
it. He showed up in Onsen and Seaside and never showed up again outside main quest. So
I mean, Setsuban
I
also
can
happened. He had his
fully
own event.
respect him. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's one.
Yes.
And he's
But that was never reprinted,
dead
and
in
I was
main quest.
taking a break, so I didn't consider it.
Okay, but Setsuban doesn't exist. Don't worry, I didn't even get a single relevant unit in Setsuban either, so that event can
oh
just go
right,
and
I
go.
completely forgot about that event.
It's...
Uh,
Alright,
I
it's
actually wanted some Motosubi from there, but I lost my interest on it now that
Yeah, it's been a year, and I'm not gonna be pulling for that event. I wanted like at least 3-star Sparkle.
I
didn't
wanted
get
Ted to run Oniwaka as well, but come on, the banner is so weak now. It only has one variant 4-star. And...
one variant 5-star, and it was just a horrible pulling expansion for me all around. That's like my worst banner pull probably experience. Just several units, and I only got like the rate up 3 stars, and not even Takumaru 3. I didn't get any version of Takumaru. It was the worst thing ever. So I ended up just using like Ibaraki and boring ass units like that. And anyways, moving on. If only he were relevant in story. I read that, and I read it again like a dumbass. That steal/copy buffs thing is becoming more and more common lately, isn't it? It is literally only existing in 2 units now. In like Christmas Eager, and now in Oniwaka.
As well.
Test cat.
Oh yeah, Test Cat.
No, it's copy.
Not the copy buffs, but like, I guess copies. Oh yeah, I fucking forgot Teta existed. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's becoming more common. So it's you know, just like with all range beams, they're like diluting the rarity of, you know,
Giving
just stealing buffs.
everyone a
Yeah. Yes, and then that's when I'll like clap our cheeks when we least expect with the anti-meta. That is not the meta because this is not a competitive game. There's no meta. Okay.
It's just buff stacking in a different manner.
Yeah. Lucer says, I'm gonna go now. See you guys. Great stream for first Ryota. Thank you, Lucer, for joining us for all the relevant bits. We're just trailing off at this point. See you, Lucer. 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 Jeremiah says, Setsubun Summer Onsen. Yeah, we might have a reprint for it. Who knows? Who knows? It'd be nice to get a reprint, but like freaking re-release festival already. I need those lighties. They look cute. Anyway, we are. Wait, 2 more comments.
Goodbye,
I'm not leaving till I
Luther.
say goodbye from Erbie and Zalgus. Oh, finally. Goodbye, Lucer.
Goodbye, Luther.
Oh, did he?
He's waiting for
Bye, Luther.
Zalgus, you turtle. Anyways, we are done the analysis. Look forward to the coming up event.
The apocalypse of the banners. They're
and-
coming next month.
The end of Erbie's financial stability as he wails for Gene 5.
And the Triton essay.
Yeah, and prepare for one more discussion this weekend. We will be talking about the ARs as well as the SkEvo evolutions if they decide to release that early. Probably not, but we'll see. And
I hope they release that early because it's going to be really boring to get those skill evolutions after the event is over.
yeah, that's why I decided to rush this out. I didn't want like it was already like we already edging.
We're gonna use these units. Might as well use them powered up.
I hope the ARs are must-haves because I'm still a bit low on stones.
They do provide a huge amount of bonus this time around because there is no 3-star.
There will never be a must-have for me because I already have my team that destroys everything. Unless there's something that completely adds something new. It'll be like fun and gimmicky, but I'll just have to see. So yeah, this coming stream may just be the last one, because I got like scroll stuff after. But we'll see. I'll try my best to make time for it. I'll look forward to that stream. Me, Erbie, and Zalgus are pretty much done this one though, so it should be coming this Sunday 3 p.m. EST as usual. Please follow Erbie's channel at douchebags. Is his handle.
We don't talk about that name. I can't change it until I have 100 subs.
Please subscribe to him so he can get 100
please.
subs.
Please do it so I can change my channel.
Started buffering again. Stream died. Says Archie. Oh, it reloaded again, but it's in low quality. Oh no, there we go. Quality's back.
Jesus
That's
fucking
it.
Christ. No, say goodbyes. Stop being a rude ass bitch, Discord.
I'll let you turn back into a robot.
Yeah, you're a robot now.
And the stream died again.
Okay, so we were just saying goodbyes, but yeah, please follow Erbie's channel at douchebags/name-takers. It's in the description. Check it out. It's always in the description for these streams. And please check out the server. That is also linked in the description so that you can see Zalgus' videos because he just the memes there. He just doesn't. He unless them all, but he does always share them. They're fantastic. 3-star plays.
I
generally
share
watch-
most of them.
Yeah, most of them. They're not all Housamo, but I have seen his non-Housamo videos. At least thumbnails on them.
Yeah, the thumbnails of
The thumbnail previews.
Yeah. But yeah, look forward to the next one. Thank you for joining me, Erbie and Zalgus, yet again.
No problem.
Alright, problem.
I'll see you back in the server.
Same.
Alright.
Laters.
And everyone still watching, get the fuck out of here. The stream's done. See you next time. Peace.
Bye.